Welcome to this episode of Movies You Want to Watch. I'm your host, Gina Jordan.
I get to touch people's lives with what I do, and I love it.
In this action-packed episode of Movies You Want to Watch, he goes from Iron Man to Iron Chef. It's Jon Favreau's latest film, overflowing with famous faces and getting rave reviews. Plus, he played a serial killer with a heart on the hit TV series Dexter.
Did you kill all these people?
I did.
Now, actor Michael C. Hall is back, portraying a murderer on the big screen in his latest film role, Cold in July.
I didn't have time to grow the mullet that I envisioned.
Movies You Want to Watch sits down with Hall and the cast to talk mullets, mom jeans, and Don Johnson.
How far do you want to take this?
That's all coming up right now in this episode of Movies You Want to Watch. Before they hit the theater,
Do you want a cup of me with Koofy?
before they win an Oscar, watch a sneak peek at Hollywood's latest films and the talent who stars in them.
I was drooling a lot last year.
I'm very badly behaved.
It's Movies You Want to Watch with me, Gina Jordan.
Please let me be in this movie.
You know you wanna.
You know you wanna.
You know you wanna.
Welcome to this episode of Movies You Want to Watch. I'm Gina Jordan, coming at you from the historic Cinema Village Theater right here in New York City. Our team recently took a field trip all the way to Park City, Utah to attend the 30th annual Sundance Film Festival. The first movie you want to watch recently premiered at Sundance, Cold in July, a dark thriller starring Michael C. Hall, Sam Shepard, Don Johnson, Nick D'Amici, and Vanessa Shaw.
I think I heard something.
Stay here.
The minds behind Cold in July are writing partners Jim Mickle and Nick D'Amici. They met while working on a student thesis film in 2001 and have since established themselves as the go-to guys for intelligent horror flicks.
I didn't believe in the boogeyman. Then the world woke up to a nightmare.
Now, the team has turned to the real world for inspiration, adapting Joe R. Lansdale's cult novel, Cold in July.
I hear you got you one last night.
It's not something I'm proud of.
In Cold in July, D'Amici plays Lieutenant Ray Price.
What's this? That's not the guy I shot.
It's called shock.
In 3:10 to Yuma, actress Vanessa Shaw shared the screen with Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. Remember, Shaw also played that bright-eyed prostitute alongside Tom Cruise in Eyes Wide Shut.
Do you suppose we should talk about money?
Now, Vanessa hit the big screen in Cold in July as Michael C. Hall's wife, Ann Danes.
Richard, I think I heard something.
Movies You Want to Watch goes one-on-one with Michael C. Hall to talk Cold in July. But first, we hit the River Horse Restaurant on Main Street in Park City to meet up with the rest of the cast. We are coming to you and bringing you live a new film that you're going to want to watch, Cold in July, starring Vanessa Shaw, Michael C. Hall, directed by Jim Mickle, and written by Nick D'Amici, who's also starring in the film. Everybody put your hands together. The cast of Cold in July. So guys, thank you so much for being with us. Have you guys been having a good time on Main Street?
This is my first time. I
Really?
love it.
I'll let you know when I'm sober.
Okay, very good. Cold in July. What was the initially that brought the concept together?
I read the book. I kind of read it just for fun. I wasn't looking to like make a movie out of it, and read it and fell in love with it, and kind of got obsessed with it because it felt like something new and fresh and a story I hadn't heard before. And then I gave it to Nick the next day.
It's a Joe Lansdale novel. Joe Lansdale's a prolific writer. He's been writing since the early 80s, so I'm a big fan of him. So when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, we got to do some Joe here.
How do you go and buy the rights to that book after that?
We did it the wrong way, I think. Well, not the wrong way. We had a film that was premiering at South by Southwest, coincidentally, when he was in Austin, Texas, the same weekend to promote another book, and so we asked to do lunch with him and kind of gave our pitch to him, and he kind of said like, yeah, that sounds good. You guys sound like the right guys, and then. So then we left. I think we went home, and then Nick wrote a first draft in like a week, and then I remember I wrote, I'm like, we have a great first draft of the script, and he was like, whoa, we gotta do the whole lawyer thing, and you don't have any rights, you know? I'd like to think so. So then we kind of learned the backwards way to do all that.
So give us the premise of the film for those of us who haven't read the book.
It's about a guy who wakes up in the middle of the night and he hears a burglar in his house, shoots the burglar, kills him, and then finds out that the dead guy's father has just gotten out of prison. And that guy comes to town and threatens revenge on his family, on Vanessa and on their son.
That guy is Sam Shepard.
That guy is Sam Shepard.
Don't want him after your ass.
You don't want to mess with Sam Shepard.
No.
The film takes place in...
Takes place in 1989 in East Texas.
Got it.
That's sort of the beginning of the film. It's a cat and mouse film, but it winds up turning on its head 3 or 4 more times and becomes a kind of crazy, wild, unpredictable ride to the end of it.
I keep saying, think Cape Fear turning into Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Michael C. Hall plays your husband, and you have one son in the film. Tell us a little bit about your character's name and your character.
Well, I play the character of Anne, who, of course, is there when the burglar, enters into our home and accidentally is killed. And what do you do when someone comes into your house and you've accidentally killed them? And so you have to literally, clean up the mess and try and get on with your life. Anne is very concerned with, what society thinks, and, her husband's just killed someone and everyone's in town is concerned about him, and he's very uncomfortable with all of this. And so she's kind of watching him kind of unravel and wants to make sure that we keep it together and the family stays together. She just wants to get everything back to normal.
Isn't it legal to kill someone when they enter your private property?
It is in Texas.
It is in Texas, right? Somebody like Michael C. Hall playing almost the victim. Is that what he was in the film?
Yeah. Well, it's in a weird way, it's sort of a coming of age of a man who is an adult, which is kind of an interesting story, I think.
A man who's never had his metal tested.
Yeah. He's never...
That's a nice way to put it. We don't know if he has big cojones yet.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah. I mean, what was fun about Michael doing it, more so even than the victim, I think, is he just plays the most regular guy ever, and I think that's really fun, and I think was fun for him, and fun to see his, his relationship with Vanessa. Their marriage and their relationship and their chemistry is really sweet. It feels like, it felt in the book, which was fun.
The best part was, though, we have to talk about it, is getting into my wardrobe. I think that kind of just put everything together for me in terms of Anne. Brocade vest, mom jeans, high-waisted pleated jeans. Whoever came up with that is very interesting. And it's not flattering on women at all. The costume designer, she was, bringing these options to me, or options to Jim to see if, it was worth it, bringing it up to me. And he's like, I don't know if she'd be down for that. Like, those are like not very flattering. And we just kept going with it and further. And by the time I was wearing them on set, I was having everybody take pictures of me so I could send it to my family to show how amazingly bad they are.
When this movie comes out, those jeans are going to be back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People are going to be eBaying their old mom jeans.
Vanessa's going to bring mom jeans back.
You got to start a brand now.
Start your own brand.
Vanessa or
Vanessa's mom
something.
jeans.
Isn't there a commercial out there, seriously, for mom jeans with like the elasticized waist? Like, give up, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
Just wear these jeans. Nick, aside from helping write the screenplay, you're a character in the film as well. Please tell us about your character.
Play Ray Price. He's the local cop, basically, detective. And obviously, Dane is the everyman, so when he does this terrible thing of shooting a guy, he calls the cops and they say it's no problem. But as the movie goes on, you kind of find out the cops aren't such nice guys after all.
So what happens now?
We buried a son of a bitch.
He got any family?
Daddy.
Did you have to change your accent to, and you're going to say, what accent? No.
Yeah, what accent? I had to talk a little slower, hit my R's like
Hit my R's.
they call.
Tell us about the other characters in the film as well.
Sam Shepard plays the father of the guy that Michael shot. He's an ex-con. He's been in prison for a good long while. We don't quite know what he's been in for, but he's been in long enough to know that it was pretty bad, whatever he did. It's a very interesting character for him, because he feels a little like Robert Mitchum in Cape Fear, and yet he evolves into something else along as the story goes, which is really fun. And he's great at that because he can be terrifying when he wants to be Sam, and on screen and in person.
On screen at all.
and he can be charming and sweet and heartbreaking on screen and off. And so that was a very cool experience.
Mr. Russell, I'm sorry.
You're Dane, right? Your boy. He looks a whole lot like you, doesn't he?
Don Johnson plays a private eye who raises pigs. And but he's also the smartest, sharpest, funniest, most charming,
Fastest talking,
coolest walking.
in the West.
Drives a big red Cadillac convertible with horns in the front of it, and fuzzy dice, and he's that kind of guy. He helps them solve some crimes, but he's fantastic.
Luke, detective agency. How far do you want to take this?
Cops are up to something.
How did you get Don Johnson to come and work on the film? Do you just call him up, or how does that work?
Sent him the script, and he was in New York. He liked it, and I came down to his hotel, and he came.
We don't have to hear about what you did.
Yeah.
Were there pigs involved? What happened?
I couldn't walk for a few days after, but it was really worth it. I told him, look, we need a guy who, this is the character that comes along and he becomes the engine of this movie. At a pivotal point in this film, we really need somebody to come along and be the kick in the pants to this movie. And he kind of smiled in a very Don way and said, like, that's my specialty, and did it in a way that if anyone else said it, you'd want to punch him, but when he does it, you kind of melt a little bit. And then we stayed in contact, and he has a prepping process that's kind of cool. He really like absorbs stuff and sent him some music to inspire the character, and then
that's so cool.
And then he agreed to do it.
Any fun moments on set?
They had a whole bunch of pigs in this one scene, so we had them all in a pen. And
Did you adopt one of the pigs on set?
I was a little obsessed with one of them. It was really cute, and then Don Johnson spotted me over by the pigs once too often, and he walked by and said, "Nick, leave them pigs alone."
He's in the house! Get back in the car.
Oh my God. Still to come,
We go one-on-one with the star of the film Cold in July, Michael C. Hall. And later, Jon Favreau goes from Iron Man to Iron Chef in his latest film, Chef.
don't move. Movies you want to watch. We'll be right back.
Just point.
With nowhere to look,
Just move.
to turn.
Just share.
You saw me
As you naturally would.
and showed me
Just point.
how much I still
Just move.
have to learn.
Just share.
And the odds
Smart. Inspired by you. LG Cinema 3D Smart TV.
This episode of Movies You Want to Watch is presented by LG.
Welcome back to this episode of Movies You Want to Watch. I'm your host, Gina Jordan.
Next up, Movies You Want to Watch continues our coverage of the film Cold in July. We go one-on-one with the star of Jim Mickles' dark thriller, Michael C. Hall. Brace yourselves, everyone's favorite serial killer is back, and this time he's on the big screen.
You got any family?
My daddy in Huntsville prison. He just got parole.
Michael C. Hall, a.k.a. Dexter, stars in Cold in July, a dark thriller where he plays Richard Dane, a home invasion victim turned vigilante.
Cops are up to something. They use my family as bait. I want to know why.
Hall began his career off-Broadway, performing Shakespeare in New York, before he was cast by Sam Mendes in the 1999 production of Cabaret. Cabaret turned out to be Michael's big break, and shortly afterward, he launched his first iconic role as the closeted David Fisher in HBO's 6 Feet Under.
Keith, you remember my brother Nate, don't you?
Yeah, how's it going? Hey.
Hall continued to play the morbid roles with a Golden Globe-winning portrayal of Dexter Morgan, the noble serial killer.
Killers cannot have a full emotional life.
I think you underestimate me.
Hall met, married, and divorced co-star Jennifer Carpenter during Dexter's 8-season run.
Did you kill all these people?
I did.
After bidding farewell to Dexter, Hall appeared as David Camerer in the darkbeat poet biopic Kill Your Darlings alongside Daniel Radcliffe.
A literary revolution without writing a word. Meet Trick Lou.
This summer through mid-July, Hall is back on Broadway, starring in a new play, The Realistic Joneses, alongside Toni Collette, Marissa Tomei and Tracy Letts.
It's a cliche, but I do pinch myself from time to time. It's an amazing group.
Now, Hall takes on the big screen, Cold in July, another story centered around a murder, but a killer role that is very different from Dexter. Movies You Want to Watch sat down with Hall to talk movies, mullets, and mom jeans.
I have the pleasure of sitting here with Michael C. Hall. Sundance 2014. It's the 30th annual Sundance, which is pretty cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Cold in July. Thank you for doing this today,
Sure.
for sitting down with us. First of all, we want to go right off the bat. We enjoy the 80s, being in the 80s, Texas. You're in a relationship and have a son with Vanessa Shaw. Tell us a little bit about your character.
My character, Richard Dane, is kind of unremarkable guy. A family man. He has a son with his wife Anne, played by Vanessa, and runs a frame shop in a small town of Laborde, Texas, in East Texas. And the movie starts with he and his wife waking up to the sound of an intruder. He grabs a gun out of the closet and, without meaning to, shoots and kills him. And things sort of just evolve or devolve or spiral into greater and greater degrees of chaos from there.
And it's a total 180 from Dexter, because Dexter wanted to kill. This gentleman actually feels remorse.
Yeah, he feels remorse. He didn't mean to kill this person. He didn't feel any inherent need to kill this person. Actually, I finished Dexter and went straight to Kingston, New York to shoot this movie, and it was nice because I was left when Dexter ended with a feeling of like, what have I done? And I was able to, kind of revisit the idea of murder from a more everyday perspective. It was a fantastic epilogue to my Dexter experience to go do this movie.
You play the victim.
Right. The father of the guy I've killed, played by Sam Shepard, is out for revenge. It's difficult to talk about the movie because it hinges on the element of surprise. So everything I almost reveal feels like possibly a spoiler.
What did you enjoy playing more, being Sam's ally in the film or his enemy?
I enjoyed both, but I think ultimately I enjoyed those moments when I had information that he didn't have, and I had to really work to convince him that I was on his side, or at least not against him. And I think will forever remain one of the thrills of my career as an actor, to work with Sam Shepard. And there's something sort of Shepard-esque about the world of this movie, and certainly some of the scenes I played with him, and it was a pretty heady experience to get on what was basically a proscenium set and throw food at each other, and it felt like a Sam Shepard play.
We heard that you were so into the character, you showed up on set in a mullet? Is that true?
When we finished Dexter, there's a scene at the end of that where I had to have a beard made because I didn't have time to grow one. And I was reading and rereading and thinking about the script for Cold in July and the time period and my ideal hairstyle, and I realized I didn't have time to grow the mullet that I envisioned. And so asked the guy who was making my beard if he could also just make a little hairpiece that I could put in the back so that I would have the mullet. And I actually ended up naming it Richard Dane because without it I had no character.
Did you feel like when you put the mullet on that it got you right into character?
Yeah, it really did. It was transformative. I joked with Jim, because I also had the mustache, the sort of cheesy mustache. This is basically a movie about a guy who decided to start growing a mustache 2.5 weeks ago.
Are you trying to continue to grow one now?
No, this is just laziness.
You have a Broadway show?
It's called The Realistic Joneses. It's a 4-character play with Toni Collette, Marissa Tomei, and Tracy Letts. It's something I've missed over the course of these several television series. It's been hard to fit in a play, so I'm excited to get back on stage.
We heard that if Dexter continued on, that you would consider going back?
I mean, I finished 6 Feet Under and said that I'd never do a television series again, and then Dexter came along, so I've learned to never say never. I certainly have trouble wrapping my mind around the idea of it right now, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of returning.
I religiously watched 6 Feet Under. You were so incredible in that I could have put money on the fact that you were a gay man. That's how amazing. And you were incredible.
Well, I guess I'm, gay enough.
I knew you were going to come back and say something like that. No, but seriously, you were so convincing and incredible. And was that a great experience? Do you miss that cast?
I do. I mean, they still feel like some sort of parallel universe family of mine, you know. Whenever I see Peter or Lauren or Franny, I mean, the times we do are too few and far between, but I feel like I'm reuniting with family. And it was an incredible time, an incredible job, a job that when I was coming up and thinking about a career as an actor, I didn't even fantasize could exist, you know, something that was that rich and multifaceted and gave such opportunity for evolution, and yeah, it was an incredible time.
How do you deal with, I mean, I was literally reading today, you know, Michael C. Hall's picking up his dog, Michael C. Hall picking up his dry cleaning, he's picking up a coffee, he's with his girlfriend. How do you deal with that? Is that something that, you know what, I signed up for it, or is it challenging for you?
I guess to a degree. I feel like it's more challenging when it affects people around me, when it affects my girlfriend or other friends or family. You know, it goes with the territory for me, but and I'm excited. Any sort of publicity for the dog, I'm happy about, because she's pretty adorable. But
what's her name? What's her name?
Salamander.
Cool. What kind of dog?
She's a mutt.
Cool.
Part unicorn, part pony. I'm not going to stop walking the dog. That I'll say. You know, if it's a story to somebody that I continue to walk my dog, that's really their problem.
Cold in July is a movie you want to watch, and it hits theaters May 23rd.
All right, boys. It's howdy doody time.
Still to come, Jon Favreau goes from Iron Man to Iron Chef in his latest film, Chef. Movies You Want to Watch brings you a taste of this all-star cast: Vergara, Cannavale, Leguizamo, and more. Don't move. Movies You Want to Watch will be right back. When you hit Park City, Utah, the #1 dining destination you can't miss is the River Horse restaurant on Main Street. River Horse has been serving up 5-star eclectic American cuisine since 1987. Signature dishes like the mouth-watering pistachio-encrusted halibut are thanks to executive chef and co-owner Seth Adams.
We try to do the best job we can every day, and we like what we do.
The River Horse is open year-round for lunch and dinner, located at 540 Main Street in the heart of scenic Park City, Utah. Welcome back. I'm Gina Jordan, bringing you movies you want to watch. Our next film, directed by Jon Favreau, Chef, recently premiered at the 2014 Tribeca Film Festival right here in New York City.
I had beer. What do you say?
He says he misses you.
You may recall Favreau from his breakout hit Swingers, which he wrote and starred in alongside Vince Vaughn. Since then, the talented duo has worked together in several films, including 4 Christmases and The Breakup.
Listen to me. Promise me that you're not going to do anything. I got you.
Swingers put Favreau on the map and kick-started his now successful Hollywood career, directing, writing, acting, and producing blockbusters, including Couples Retreat and the Iron Man trilogy.
I like Tybo, Booty Boot Camp, Crunch, something like that.
Favreau, who most recently starred in The Wolf of Wall Street, wrote, starred, and directed in his latest film project, Chef.
Just listen, I won't send it until we all say it's okay. Why don't you come by again tonight? I got a whole new menu just for you.
Oh, no,
That's not good.
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Don't do it.
Chef is a movie you want to watch just to see this all-star cast in action. Robert Downey Jr., Sofia Vergara, Scarlett Johansson, Bobby Cannavale, Oliver Platt, and Dustin Hoffman.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wow. You realize how many people have read this?
You're trending, bro.
Favreau admits the film Chef is centered around one of his favorite pastimes.
I like food, and it's good to meet chefs and get to go to their restaurants, and it's also good to learn how to cook.
John's passion for 5-star cuisine made prepping for the film easy.
I always like reading books about chefs. Anthony Bourdain's book, Kitchen Confidential, really started my interest, and then the food culture has really taken over, so I watched a lot of documentaries, read a lot of books, a lot of preparation for making the film. In Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, I love the way Ang Lee photographed all the vegetable being prepared at the beginning of the film. It totally hypnotized me, and I really tried to study that and emulate it with this film, Chef.
There are chefs that cook food that they believe in. And people will try because they're open to a new experience and they'll end up liking it.
I picked the coolest towns to shoot that have the best music and the best food. So that road trip that went from Little Havana through New Orleans, through Austin, hit some of my favorite spots in the country.
Music scene, but New Orleans is great too, man. We went to the best cities, let's face it. Miami, New Orleans, it was like a paid vacation.
The film centers around Carl Casper, played by Favreau. Casper is a hot-headed chef who's down on his luck.
Food truck's a great idea. We're talking about a white-on-white 88 Chevy Grumman food truck. It's a blank canvas for your dreams. I'm gonna have him pull it around. Thank you. Don't thank me till you see it.
With a little help from his friends, Casper, who almost loses it all, chases down a dream that takes him on a life-altering adventure. Favreau serves the audience with some drool-worthy dishes and even adds in a spicy hot side of Sofia Vergara.
Hi, Nez.
Hi, do you want me to come pick him up?
No, you're 1,000 miles away.
It's okay, I can go get on a plane and pick him up.
Vergara, who is world famous thanks to her role as Gloria in Modern Family, plays John's ex-wife Inez in the film. Sofia revealed what it was like working alongside Favreau.
Oh, it was amazing. You know, I always wanted to work with him. I admire him as an actor. To work with him as an actor and a director, it was amazing.
Didn't like what they wrote about you?
I didn't like it either.
Emmy Award winner and Boardwalk Empire star Bobby Cannavale co-stars as Tony, one of Favreau's sidekicks in Chef.
Chef Big Dog up all night cooking.
Shut up and taste this, a mousse douche. Come here. Look at that.
You like it?
Yeah.
Cannavale admitted the cuisine on set was so good, it left him speechless.
Favorite thing to eat was that steak thing. I just go like this, just thinking about it.
Since 2012, Cannavale has been dating Bridesmaid star Rose Byrne. The couple is set to star alongside each other in 2 upcoming films, Spy and the latest Annie remake.
Will, this is really going to help your race for mayor. She's a foster kid from Harlem.
I'm here on behalf of Will Stacks, and he would like to take Annie out for lunch.
Actor and comedian Jon Leguizamo plays Martin, a line cook and Favreau's other partner in crime. Leguizamo joked while making the film he didn't have to work hard to pack on the pounds.
Oh man, there was a lot of stuff. We ate pralines, beignets, Cuban sandwiches, like 40 of them a day. Emerald went off on us. Franklin and Austin went off on us. We were hosted wherever we went. I gained about 25 pounds. I did a De Niro for the movie.
What are you doing?
Dude, I'm putting a little cornstarch on my huevos, man. It's too humid down here.
While Favreau, Leguizamo, and Cannavale were raving about the food on set, the youngest cast member, who plays Vergara's son, MJ Anthony, was also busy salivating, but it wasn't over the food.
Hey, Mom. Where are you? I'm in Austin. Are you okay?
I'm great. It was a great learning experience, and Sofia Vergara is just drop-dead gorgeous.
Golden Globe nominee and star of the hit FX TV series Fargo, Oliver Platt plays Ramsay, an over-the-top food critic whose character is loosely based on the food world's real-life ruthless chef and restaurateur, Gordon Ramsay.
His dramatic weight gain can only be explained by the fact that he must be eating all the food sent back to the kitchen.
My favorite food moment from any movie, it's very easy. That's Stanley Tucci and Tony Shalhoub eating eggs at the end of Big Night.
At Chef Carl Casper, I would rather have you sit on my face after a brisk walk on a warm day than suffer through that lava cake again.
John is an actor first, and so he engages you on that level first.
Chef is in theaters right now. It's a movie you want to watch, just don't go on an empty stomach.
I get to touch people's lives with what I do, and I love it. And I want to share this with you.
That's going to do it for this episode of Movies You Want to Watch. I'm Gina Jordan, signing off from the Cinema Village in Greenwich Village, Manhattan. We look forward to seeing you next time. You know you wanna. This week's Celebrity Selfie Shot is brought to you by LG. Life's good. Here we go, selfie. Michael C. Hall. Here, you want to try?
What am I having?
This one.
Too many buttons. All right.
You look like wax
3.
figures.
Get out.
Here we go, selfie shot with Cold in July cast. Smile. Say pigs.
Pigs, farts.
You didn't give us your fart story.
Farts. Potato sauce.